This meeting is being recorded.
All right. Hello, everybody. We are back. It is, what is this, April 17th, and really, really cool stuff going on with AI. The more I dig into AI, the more I absolutely love it. Uh, really cool stuff. I'm getting into some more, playing around with more of the video production tools. Not necessarily the tools that are in quantum, but tools that are outside of quantum, exploring like other stuff and I'm probably just driving my programmers absolutely nuts right now with my terrorist demands. But having a blast doing it. And Sue actually gave me a really good inspiration to go in and play with one of the quantum tools this week that is absolutely incredible. I don't know if you guys have played with it yet, but it's really cool. It's the one that's called the precision model. And what it does, you can upload a bunch of photos of yourself or of a model. Like, let's say I wanted to use Becky, for instance, my AI assistant. All I have to do is upload a bunch of photos of her or somebody that I want to look like her, and it models them in a complete model so you can take and do anything that you want with that model. You then have what's called an image model. And with the image model, you can go ahead and tell it what you want to do with that image. Like that model is now locked in. It knows what that model is, and you can put that model in any environment, which is really, really cool. And you can also train the model into doing whatever you want and being whoever you want and being however you want them, which is really cool. As some of you have probably been following along with me on Facebook, I've been doing this carnivore diet and it's awesome. It has nothing to do with marketing, but I'm just sharing this with you. I've been posting stuff, what I've been eating, and people are totally into it. But I'm sitting here going, well, what am I going to look like, when I get where I want to go? And I use the image model to show me. And once I saw this, I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And then I thought, what else can I do with this? And I'm like, there he is on a beach. Uh-oh. Now, this goes against everything good I ever believed in.
Uh-oh, watch out, James Bond.
Because I am those of you that know me know I would never put on a pair of shoes like that. And the only time I'm going to need a tie is if things get really bad. But it's really cool to play around with these images. And I mean, you can put yourself in any environment. None of this is real. This is not me. These environments are nowhere I've ever been. It's just done with prompting from an image model that I created of myself. Now, my next thing is to bring this image model to life. These are just still images. But my next thing is to bring this to life and turn these into talking, moving videos. And I'm writing up a series. And the series is basically for promotion. It's kind of like lead magnet stuff, things to get people to follow. Uh, and Brady's probably over there going, "Oh my God, what's he doing with a pair of shoes on?" Only a handful of people on the planet have ever seen me with a pair of shoes.
Those are not
Most of
deck
them are no
shoes.
longer living. But anyway, I'm writing up this series of really cool marketing tips. And my goal is to take this model that I've created and animate it, train it with my voice. I'm doing some voice cloning right now. So once I get the voice clone and the image model, which I already have the image model now,
Can you
I've trained it to the weight that I want to be. So it's going to be evergreen. So I don't have to keep doing these. I can imagine if I do all this work right now, then I lose more weight like that, and then I have to do them again. Now I'm way too freaking lazy for that. I'm just going to jump right to the end game. So know where I'm going, just putting it out there. And these are going to be really cool because it's going to be me sharing my message, but it doesn't have to be me anymore. I mean, how cool is that? And if you don't want to be you, like I know there's a lot of people that are very, very anti being on camera. Very, I mean, some people don't even like their own voice. Uh, we are who we are. And if people like us, embrace it. But if you can't, go around it, do whatever works for you. Some people don't like to be in the spotlight. So create a Becky or a Jack or a Jim or whoever you need to create to be the front man. And now that you can create these image models and voices and all that stuff, you can have anybody promote you. And here's the really cool thing. Like for me, I got to be careful like what I have my character say because it's portraying me. But if I portrayed someone like Becky or anyone else that's going to talk about me and promote me and things like that, their little lips will say whatever I put in them as far as text words. So that's really a cool thing. One of the things in marketing that this goes way back, it goes something like this. There's probably a better way to say this, but I'm just gonna come out with it. Whatever you say about yourself is seen in a particular manner. Whatever someone else says about you carries 10 times the weight. Like if other people are recommending you, it's way better than you tooting your own horn. And I've never been a horn tooter myself. I just can't stand that whole thing. Like here's a perfect example. When I would get on a conference call with somebody, and they would be wanting me to, conference in with somebody, and this happened a lot with my resellers. I told my resellers, I'm there for you. I'll actually do conference calls with you, but you need to position me first. Um, and when they didn't do that, they got scolded very harshly. Like, for instance, if I got on there and they say, "Oh, well, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them a little bit about you," I would immediately stop them and say, "If I need to tell them about me, I'm on the wrong call. What can I do for you? I'm here to help. I'm not here to tell you who I am and what I can do. I'm on the wrong call if that's what you're looking for." And I only had to do that once with most of them. And that never happened again. They would always pre-position me prior to the call, so I showed up as an absolute expert, and then I was never questioned at that point. So that is something that your Becky or whoever your model, your AI agent is, they can do that for you. They can pre-position you. So when you're working with a client or a prospect or even on a call, like let's say you're scheduling meetings, how cool would it be to have your agent, your Becky, be talking to these people before they talk to you and pre-positioning you and telling them how the call goes? Like, I know the first time I ever talked to Perry Belcher, it was a scheduled appointment. And before he got on the call with me, his assistant was on. And this is way back. This is back way before AI. So this was a real person that was on with me. She got on and she pre-positioned Perry. She pre-positioned not to go into, how's the weather. She said, you have this amount of time. This is a very serious guy. Ask your questions and then shut up and use it for your benefit. He's going to give you advice, but not if your lips are moving. She totally prepositioned how I should take advantage of the call. And she also said, this block is a 15-minute block or a 30-minute block. I don't remember what it was, but it's going to end 5 minutes before the end of the block so he can prepare for his next caller. So, she was pre-positioning this to not run over, not to run long, to run just like a time clock. And you can have your agent do that for you. You can program them to do that. You can create these models and have these preset scripts so they can do that. They can literally come to life and work for you. All the dirty stuff that you don't want to do. Like that was dirty job for Perry. He didn't want to have to do that. He let his secretary preposition that and do all that dirty work for him. So that's really cool. I mean, the advantages in my head just keep coming on how to use this stuff. So, anyway, I know some of you are probably shocked from that imagery I showed, so I'm going to move on. Skip, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to it opened my mind and I wanted to kind of run it by you. So I have like old testimonial letters written that I have. Could I like two things come to mind. Can I just have the testimonial letter and then just get a voiceover reading it, or create an avatar, create a person as if it was like describe that person who wrote it and like have a video of that person speaking it as if they're saying it, but it's not really them, but it's the words that came out of their mouth. Like I'm just thinking about like what, because obviously we want integrity, or it's like have a little disclaimer. This, these are real words, but this isn't the real person, or I don't know. What's your thoughts about that?
Yeah, yeah, no, I've definitely got some thoughts about that. Um, for one, yes, you can do all of that, but because you can does not mean that you should.
Right,
Now, having the voice, I think the voice is probably fine. I would not create their likeness unless you had their permission for that, for sure. Like, that's a no-brainer. I just would not ever do that. Another thing that you have to worry about also is the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. They love to crack down on marketers for doing shady shit, and they could easily consider this shady shit. So be very, very careful when you do that stuff. You might even want to consult an attorney about that. Um, but here's the other thing too. I've seen in some of their docs, they say if you're using AI, you need to disclose it. So I think a disclosure, like if you're going to do the testimonials, I think that's great. And I wouldn't be opposed to putting a voice to the testimonials. That would be very powerful. I don't see that any different as me reading the testimonials, honestly, because you're going into it and you're saying, here's what people are saying. You're not saying this is them saying it, but you're saying it's all about the positioning and how you protect yourself for that. And then at the end or the beginning, you can actually have a little blurb that says, these voices are AI or, whatever. But you should disclose that. In fact, some of you have this and some of you don't have it yet. But at the bottom of your site, you're supposed to have your terms of service, your privacy policies, your disclosures, like if you're doing affiliate marketing and you're getting affiliate payments and you're talking about products on your website that are not yours and your links are going over to promote a product that you're an affiliate of and you're getting paid, you have to disclose that. And that's where you disclose that. So I would put, the AI disclosures in that disclosure document for sure. But I'd also probably put them right on the sales page too. Just, some little thing so you can cover your ass if it ever comes down to it. I don't think it will, but stranger things have happened. And, when you're talking about uh, lawyers and lawsuits and, ridiculous stuff, you definitely cross over into that realm with that topic.
And John, can I interject one thing here on this AI thing also, please, sir?
Sure, yeah, go ahead, Gregory.
I've been doing a lot of studying about the Generation Z and the other generations, and the AI thing now is becoming commonplace with their mindset. So by putting on a disclosure saying this is an AI generated thing, is no sweat on them. So
Yeah,
the whole point is that this is the new world for them. This is their technology. This is their environment. They're perfectly fine with it. I'm waiting for the first person to come up with a good AI movie that will take the Oscar.
yeah. I was actually thinking about like when I create my series with me doing the narration, I was going to come right out and say, hi, this is John Limbacher. Well, not really. I'm his AI agent. He created me. I was thinking about just playing that right into the narrative.
Max Headroom from 30 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that is, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. I think there's a lot of stuff that you all could do with this technology to be creative, to set yourself apart. And whenever you do something that's like cutting edge, like I know if I see somebody do something, I'm like, oh, that is so cool. How do you do that? I want that. That is something that is marketable. That's something that you can make money with. It's not just you're out on the front cutting edge doing it for yourself. You can also help others do the same thing. And I know some people like they want to hold everything tight and go, oh, yeah, nobody can do this but me. That is a very limited mindset. It really is. That is a scarcity mindset that ultimately is going to cripple you. Uh, Perfect example of this. Uh, Brady's been playing around with music stuff, creating songs and lyrics and putting music and singing voices to it and all that. And I'm like, you could sell that, as a training product. That could be something that people would want to pay for to do that for themselves, or you just offer it as a service. Say, hey, you know, this is a great way to offer stuff being multiple options. There is number one option is do it yourself. Hey, I've got a training. I'll sell you access to the training. You can do it yourself and away you go. The second way is, hey, I'll help you. I'll do this with you. I'll give you the training and then I'll give you access to a few calls where I'll help you answer your questions, whatever. So you have the done for you is the last one where they don't have to mess with anything. You just say the word and I'll do it for you. You don't have to worry about it. So you've got the do it yourself, the done with you, and the done for you. And they go up in scale of price. And they also go down in scale of scalability. And that's why the price goes up. On a do it yourself, rather, that is ultimately scalable because you create it. It doesn't matter if you sell it to one person or a million people. Your job's the same. So if you sell it for $1 and you sell one or you sell a million, the only difference is if you're going to put $1 or $1 million in your pocket, but your workload is the same. You had to do the same amount of work, same amount of cost. All of that is the same. Now, the done with you, that's going to take some more of your time, that's the thing we only have so much of. You can't get that back. And the done for you is going to take all of your time. It's zero time commitment on their part. It's 100% time commitment on your part. That's worth a lot more. So you should be charging a lot more for it. An example of like how I might price that is I might price the do-it-yourselfer thing where, hey, you get in, you get all of the resources. Here's all the links to the things I used to make this. Here's how I did it. Here's the step by step. Here's the over the shoulder video of me doing it. Anything you need to put in there. You do it once, and that I would probably sell anywhere, depending if I was using it as a lead magnet or an actual revenue generator. I'd probably sell it at the minimum of $27 minimum. Otherwise, it's just not worth your time. Uh, Probably on the higher end of that do-it-yourselfer thing, $97. So anywhere between 27 and 97 for the ultimate scalable do-it-yourself thing. If you're going to show somebody how to do something and let them do it, that is probably the price range I would do for something like the create a song. If it's something more extensive, I might go a little higher. If you're talking about something that's truly scientific and it took you, a 4-year degree to figure out and you spent 10 years of research, that's worth a little more than just making a song, right? I don't know. I'm willing to bet that Brady didn't spend more than an hour or two figuring all that out and doing it and all that. So that's a whole lot different commitment than spending 10 years of your life to get to the bottom of something and then sharing that. So that's about where I would be, pricing that. And then you open the door to the back end sales. This is where your lifetime value of a customer comes in. That customer should be thrilled with their purchase with you because they're going to get what they want. And then they're always going to want more. So all you have to do is figure out, okay, what do they need next? If you just made them a song, they might want an avatar of themselves. They might want a Becky on their website. They might fall absolutely in love, head over heels in love with the idea of AI doing all their work for them and promoting them and talking about them and singing a song about them. They might absolutely fall head over heels in love with that idea. And think of all the things in a row that you could sell them. So that is a really, really solid path for anybody that's looking for something to do literally out of thin air. There's so much money that you can make out of thin air. It's ridiculous. It's not like the old days when you had to go get a building and you had to sign a lease and agree to a year commitment on rent. And then you had to get all the utilities and the insurances and all this stuff. And then you had to go to R&D to develop your product. It was, you might be in on the low end, and I'm lowballing this, 10 grand. And on the high end, there is no limit to how high you could have gone with setting yourself up in a business and in the old archaic days. But today, you guys live in a world where you can have an idea, you can turn it to life and be making money. I'm going to say virtually the same day. I've done it. I've actually done it. Idea, implementation, sale, same day. I'm not saying
John, on those dollar amounts, are you talking monthly or one-time charge?
on that particular thing, that would be a one-time thing.
Okay.
And that's where you immediately want to go into the next sale. You want to immediately follow them into your back end, whatever that might be. Now, you could form a training. You could form a monthly or a weekly call like what I've done here. The reason I did this whole call to begin with, it was not planned. This was something that was not only asked for, it was begged for by some people that I did a do-it-yourself training for. I think some of you have heard the story. It was a group of women photographers that I set up how to do SEO for them. And I taught them how to do it themselves because I realized these women didn't have the budgets to spend on what I was charging for SEO services at the time. This is back in the very beginning of my internet marketing career. It was actually the beginning of it. Uh, I got hired, or not hired, but I got asked to come speak to this group of women photographers. And I had been in that industry, so that's kind of how they knew me. And they wanted me to come talk about what I was doing with the SEO. And I knew right out of the gate, they didn't have the kind of budget to pay for what I was charging for my clients at the time. I still wanted to try and help them, but I knew if I went and talked to them, all it was going to do is create a desire for them to want what I was talking about, and I didn't want to offer it to them because I didn't want to work for that level of money that they could afford. So I told my wife, I said, I'm going to offer them a training course. Let them just do it themselves. And she looked at me really oddly and said, you don't have a training course. And I said, that's right. And I won't make it either unless they buy it. So that's that is lesson one about you do not have to be perfect to sell something. I didn't even have anything and I still offered it for sale. So needless to say, I spoke to these women. They loved what I was talking about, and I made the offer. I said, I'm willing to create a training course for you. It doesn't even exist right now. I was very upfront with them. I said, I'll do it if you're interested in it. If you are interested enough to want more on this, I'm happy to build this for you. If not, great, I'm out the door and everybody's happy. Well, the majority of them said, yes, absolutely, I want that. And I think I sold it for either 197 or 297 on some makeshift invoice forms that I had made up that morning. And almost all of them gave me their credit card information. So then I was like, oh shit. Now I got to make this thing. I just got paid for it. Now I got to make it. I did not know how to do screen capture video at the time. I had never done any video at the time. And I'm thinking, I got to put this video training together for them, and it starts in 3 weeks. So I literally had 3 weeks to figure out how to do screen capture video and training videos. And I did the first week. I told them it's going to start on the first Monday of next month. And on Friday, we're going to have a Q&A call and I'll answer all your questions. This is how the training's going to go. And then the next week, I'll have another module released. That's the next thing you need to do. And then that Friday, we'll have a Q&A call. I said it's going to be 8 weeks. There's 8 things I've identified that you need to know how to do to get your site ranked. So we did the 8 weeks, and the last week, we were on Friday of the last week. And I'm about to be off the hook here. This is about to be the end of my commitment. And these women were literally freaking out. I had about 60 women on that call, literally flipping out. And I'm like, what's wrong? What have I not explained? What questions have I not answered? And like, why are you guys freaking out? I'll stay on here as long as it takes to get all your questions answered. And their thing was, what do we do next week when you're gone? And I hadn't even thought about that. And I said, well, what do you want? Do you want me to continue the call? And they were all like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, well, would you be willing to pay like, $29 a month for it? Would it be worth that? And I probably lowballed myself. I probably would have gone higher, but they all said, yeah, every one of them gave me their credit card again to continue the call. And that's the same call that you're on today. It's been going on since 2010. When I add up how many payments I've got from all the people paying me $30 a month for the last, what, 15 years, it's in the millions of dollars. It's literally in the millions of dollars. It's shocking. It shocks the shit out of me when I see the reality of the numbers. Anybody that thinks $30 doesn't make a difference doesn't know how to use a calculator because you just add it up and it's over and over and over recurring income. It's fantastic. And it doesn't have to be a lot. You just need a lot of them. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your business model. It's all you have to do is provide more value than what you're charging, and you're going to remain high value. So that was a whole pack of lessons in one stream for you today. Any questions about that before I go to Jill? I know she's had her hand up for a while. She's probably getting sick of listening to me rattle. All right, Jill, go ahead. You got the
All
floor.
right. So I'm like crazy into this. I've done all three of my videos. I love it. My family business is like, what? They're having like their design team do everything and they just can't believe it. So it's awesome. So as you were speaking, the precision model image. So I put in an image of myself and then 8 other, and then it saved it in a file as the images. So what am I doing wrong? Am I, yeah,
Nope, you're doing it perfectly. That's the first part where you train the image model.
okay.
Once the image model is trained, you go back into the same program and you generate an image and you select the image model that you want to generate the image from. And then you basically just describe what you want in the image and it will reference the image model and put it into the image for you.
So the pictures should be of a person.
Yes, it's all of the
Okay.
same person. You want to have
Is it me?
it requires you to put at least 8 images.
Okay, so am I putting myself in there?
If you want the image model of you, yes.
And then I could make little videos out of them. Or
You
can it be someone else representing my company?
yes, but it has to be when you train an image model, it has to be at least 8 images of that person.
Okay,
Because what it's doing, it's looking at them from all different
got
angles.
it. So if I'm training it to be me, I just do 8 images. Eight. What do you suggest? Do I train it to be me?
It depends on what you want an image model for. If you want to use yourself in a bunch of different stuff, like for you guys that are speakers or coaches, I know there's a lot of people here that want to be speakers and coaches. You create an image model of yourself, and then you go in and say, I'd like to see myself on a stage with a massive audience out in front of me, all cheering like what I just said was, a gift from God. And it will magically create that image.
Yeah, because I don't want to do all the speaking. I want to put myself inside of the showroom or in front of the furniture and just train it.
Okay. So if that's the case and you are the one that needs to be represented and you don't want to do all that work, you create an image model of yourself. And
Okay.
that's what I'm looking to do for me.
Okay.
Because I don't want to do a whole bunch of, you know, voice work and videos and all that stuff and
I
second
don't either.
editing and, all that mumbo jumbo that goes along with it. I want to take a very crafted script and my image model and say, go ahead and speak this to the crowd.
And now will it be your voice?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I'll
Well, I'm just going to play around with that.
So there's image models. You can train your image. You can also do voice cloning and you can train your voice. And then you can put those together into video production.
Okay, so I have the images, the 8 images, and so then what do I do next? Just follow the prompts on there or
Yes,
oh,
once you've loaded it up and it's created your image model, then you're going to go in and you're going to click the button that says create image. And you tell it which model you want to create the image from. There'll be a drop down there for you to select.
got it. Okay.
And if it's you or if it's your Becky or your assistant or whoever you want it to be, you select that image model and then you just describe the scene where you want the image to show up.
I'll try it. That's
It's
pretty incredible.
it is so cool. I mean, it is awesome.
It's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna play with that. And then last week you mentioned, I don't know if it was during Craig's meeting, but there was something else that we can go, a clipper, I can't remember what it was, but
Oh,
uh,
Clipster.
Clipster. Okay.
Yes. And this one I'm having some trouble with.
Okay.
I've got a developer that's developed this thing on the back end for me. And let me get I'll get the URL for those of you that have not seen it. And just know that if you go into it, it's not going to be perfect. In fact, it's not really even working at all right now. But you get the idea of where I'm going with it. Let me
Okay.
put it in the chat here. All right. Oh, there's the chat. Zoom keeps hiding stuff on me. So
Okay.
I just put the link in the chat. This is a software that I intend to give away, kind of like the Franken AI. It's made to make very short video clips. Like, for instance, a short video clip is between 2 and 5 seconds. I think it'll probably go out to 10, but 2 and 5 seconds is kind of what they're meant for. And you can create a video out of any text. Like if you just type in what you want the video to do, or you can upload an image and it will literally bring the image to life. Like if you want to upload an image of yourself and have it running through a bed of flowers or riding a horse or whatever, it'll take that image and create the video and animate it for you. Again, it's just very short little clips. And a lot of the top end marketers that do a lot of research, they've been saying how the attention span is going down and down and down with all the inundation of visuals these days. And they're talking about you're literally down to less than 5 seconds. In a lot of cases, you're down to 2 or 3 seconds. That's all the time that you have. So if you're doing a video or a presentation or something, and you literally have a slide up that's the same, that's static for more than a few seconds, they're going to lose interest. I mean, that's kind of sad, but it's true. And if you look at a perfect example of this, I've been watching music videos lately that the production is absolutely incredible. And the videos are they're so attention grabbing. And it's not just grab your attention once, they're holding it with constantly inundating you with attention grabbing images every 2 to 3 seconds. It's crazy. I mean, look at if you've ever heard the band Coldplay. Coldplay has some really good examples on their videos. Another one, you may love or hate her, Taylor Swift. If you look at some of the Taylor Swift videos, absolutely incredible productions. They're taking like, they take like maybe 10 or 15 hours of her different concerts, and they're taking the entire video and they're pulling out 2 second clips of the absolute most high impact actions of everything that she does on stage. And they're seaming those 2 second videos together into a 3 or 4 minute video, and her song is the voiceover. So as her song is playing uninterrupted, these images of her from different points and different concerts and different stages and different outfits are just every 2 seconds inundating you. And there's no way you can look away. It's like if you look away, you're going to miss something. If your images are on there for 10 seconds, you got a lot of leeway for distractions. But in 2 seconds, you are on it. Your brain is so engaged that it won't even look away. And if you take that and you soiree that into your marketing, that's how your marketing has to be. If you're doing a 10-minute video, you have a lot of chance in that 10 minutes to lose their focus. And as soon as you lose their focus, it's over. They're on to something else. Like I watch a lot of crypto videos. Crypto videos, fairly boring. You got the guy either talking or showing charts. The charts are up for minutes at a time. And guess what? At some point during that, I'm going to look at this thing and it's over. I no longer hear what's coming across the sound waves. My attention was broken and it's over. It's game over. They lost me. And that's what's happening in your marketing. If you're not keeping people totally engaged, you're losing them. This time that you have is diminishing rapidly. I mean, I don't know where it's going to go from here. We're at 2 seconds. I can't imagine it getting any worse, but maybe we've hit the peak. But that's where it is today. That's literally what you have to do. So that's why this Clipster thing sounded to me like a great lead magnet. I can do a training on how important it is to have these little clips going as fast as you can possibly make them over, across your video. I think that would be, a fantastic thing to give away as a lead magnet. So that's why I did it. The only problem is the programmers haven't really got it up to the point where it's actually working flawlessly yet. And I don't know if I know Brady's been trying it out. I don't know if he's had any success whatsoever, but I was able to get the master copy working, but on the white label portion of it, I don't think anybody's had any success with it. I know some of you have downloaded it and played around with it. You have to put API keys into it because since it's free, it does require a login. You have to create an account and then you have to create accounts for the places where you get the API keys as well. But since it's free, you have to use your own API to generate the credits to create the images. So they're very inexpensive. The credits are, you get a bunch of them for not very much money and they go a long way. But I thought it would be a really cool lead magnet to generate leads. I've been giving away my AI book now for almost 4 years, and it's been a great lead magnet, but it's not near as sticky as software. Giving away free software is probably one of the stickiest things you can possibly give away. And then they're attached to you also for the training on it. So not only can you give it away, then you can give training, you can give support videos, you could even pull people into a webinar on how to use it and then sell them on your next thing. So the book is a lot more difficult because with a book, you've got to get somebody to read it. And I don't know about you, but not a lot of people want to download and read a book. They'll download it because it's free, but the time it takes for them to actually get into it and get that to work for you, that's a whole different animal. So, all right. I forgot where we even started with that, Jill. Did I get your question answered?
You did and more. I love it.
Okay.
I'm making videos as you talk because I have questions.
Okay.
I already created an image of myself. Can I share it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to see it, Gina.
Hang on a second. Where did it go?
I want to see how crazy you got. And while we're waiting for you, let me get to Skip here. Skip, you just need to unmute.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah, thanks. So, hey, I'm new to the group. I appreciate it. I think this is awesome. Oh, look at that. Gina, you look great. Look at you. Um, that's cool. So a couple things. and I'm launching a new company. It's called Ready for Remodel. We use AI to help buyers visualize what homes could look like fixed up, and we use estimating software to
Oh
help
yeah.
provide accurate estimates, and then renovation loans that include money to buy homes. And so I'm really passionate about transforming older homes across the country, and so our brand is Ready for Remodel. So my first question is, I tried to create a book cover. I'm going to make the top of my phone. I'm going to give away like it looks like a book, but it's like the 10 best things to avoid, or the 10 things to avoid when buying a fixer upper. How do I edit? So like the back cover had all this, ipsum, the verbiage was all jacked up. How do I edit that so it makes sense?
So there's a lot of different ways to edit an image. We actually have an image editing tool in Quantum, but it's very elementary. It's not advanced in any way. It's just for basic stuff. There's also stuff like Canva. A lot of people use Canva. I'm not really up to speed on Canva because I've never used it, but I know a lot of people swear by it. Uh, what I use, and this is just because of my background, I use Photoshop. And again, I only use it because that was the big image software, when the internet started. And I learned on it. I kind of grew up on it. And it is absolutely an incredible piece of software. But, and that's even, I know about that much about it. And I can do almost anything I've ever wanted to do with it. There's people that know how to use that can, geez, they can create miracles with it. But it can do pretty much anything you want to do, but it's a much more advanced type thing with a higher learning curve and all that. The other thing you can do is if you want to outsource, you can go on to Fiverr. You can literally get somebody to edit an image for a couple dollars. And you
So I
kind
can
of
give
got
him the verbiage for the back of the cover because the front of the cover looks okay, but I can use that, the photos that it generates and just have them edit the back cover and the front cover. Okay.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay. But
exactly.
your 3D book cover doesn't have the ability to actually go in and and import the verbiage on the back cover and the front cover. Is that
Yeah, that's correct. If you're trying to do something of that detail, it's kind of more just to make more of the front cover and give you the idea it's a 3D book. So
okay?
but you could potentially go in and into the Act Imager tool and
Okay.
put a more advanced prompt that you want a 3D book cover and put in what you want and kind of play around with that. I bet you could probably get what you're looking for out of there.
Got it.
The
And then
3D
my next
the 3D book cover is kind of just, a basic one for people that don't want to go to extent, just want a quick and dirty book cover.
um I think I've spent at least when I started taking your ACT class, you recommended go through the whole class first before you start. So I did that a week ago. I think I've spent 50 or 60 hours. How long is this course? Am I ever going to get finished with it? It's like I don't know how many hours it is. I mean, it's great,
Well,
but
the actual
I,
training of it, like the A, the C, and the T, you should be able to get through that pretty quickly. It's not a lot. If there's a lot of other ancillary stuff that's supporting things, but the actual training itself of the ACT lessons, which you'll know it's an ACT lesson because they all start and finish the same. They've got the beginning and the
okay,
ending trailers on the videos. That's the core part of the training, and that's what I recommend you go through first. And then a lot of the other stuff, like, my God, I've got like probably thousands of hours of these calls that, there's nuggets throughout the whole thing. But going,
right. That's why because I'm like 40% done because it keeps, it has the percentage of how far you are in the training. Or am I doing something wrong? Um,
no, no, you're
it,
you're
it
right.
says
I
here.
didn't think it was
Uh,
that much stuff, but
so So is it like, if I get to 50%, am I going to go through the ACT and then the rest of it's just extra stuff,
Well,
or
don't worry so much about the percentage on the bottom.
okay,
Just go through like the main lessons under the
okay,
A drop down, the C and the T. And you could even eliminate the T for now, because that's all about traffic that's going to come in later.
okay. So there's a way for me to just go into the A section and watch the A group and the and
Yes. Yeah,
okay, that's
yeah,
what
if you log into the members area, it's all
okay.
the lessons are kind of broken down there. I think you might be going through the YouTube reels.
I am, yeah. Some of those too,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Go into the members area
Okay,
in the actual ACT program. Log into the members area and there'll be drop downs for the A, C, and the T with the lessons.
okay. I'm
And
glad I asked that.
yeah, you should literally be able to go through that in a day or so. It's
Okay,
so that's
I'm getting
for
my money's worth. It's all good.
yeah,
And
it
then
is. There's good
yeah,
stuff in everything
it,
that I've ever done, but it
it really is.
yeah, it's that
Yeah,
ACT that is what I really would like you to go through and just get the foundation.
cool.
And then everything you layer on top is going to be much more meaningful.
Okay, one of the things I was just watching this morning talked about blogging and the benefits of blogging. What's the difference between blogging and a podcast? And and is there a difference in generating, search engine optimization from one or the other? Any high level comments about that?
Yeah. The difference is really in the formatting, but you're talking about content, whether it's a post of text and a blog, just so you know, a blog is just text content on a web page. There's nothing
Okay,
really special about it. It could be in blog format, or it could be in article format, or just simply content on a page in your website. It's all the same. People swore up and down that blogs, search engines loved them. It was complete crap right from the get-go. Search engines like content. They don't really care if you call it a blog and wrap it in a blog window or if it's on its own page. They don't care. Uh, but the difference in like a blog and a podcast is typically either a voice recording, an audio, or in a lot of cases now a video with audio. So that's a different type of content. Search engines don't necessarily read that and assimilate that as well as text content. It's a lot easier for them to assimilate text content. But they also look at user interaction. So if you've got a video that's holding someone on your site for 10 minutes, where your text only holds them for two, that's a much better search factor. Time on site is a big thing to a search engine. That tells them the users like your content. That in some cases, in fact, I think in a lot of cases, that's more important than the content on the site, is the fact that people are staying on the site. So that's content is great no matter how you slice it. The best content you can ever have is something that your audience likes, consumes, and comes back for more.
so if we have some YouTube videos, and we have them linked on our site, aren't we would be pulling people away from our actual site to the YouTube channel, or would we just embed them in our site?
Absolutely embed. Uh, Brady was just asking me about that the other day about sending people to YouTube. And I'm like, no. Once you get someone to your castle, you don't send them back to the circus. Pull the circus in to draw them to your castle. And as far as like search engines go, uh, if you embed the video on your site and you get them coming to your site to view the video instead of viewing it on YouTube, that puts all the weight in your favor as far as the search engines liking your site.
Sweet. Okay.
So
Cool.
embed everything and then drive them to your site. Put teaser videos on YouTube with the real content on your site and drive them over there.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, because I just made a series of the top 10 uh, cities for first-time homebuyers. And it's on YouTube, but I can take those and embed them into our website,
Yeah, yeah,
have like a
absolutely.
video channel. Sweet. Okay.
All right. Well, let's get back to Gina. I want to see those pictures again.
I'm making more of them.
Oh, well, light up our screen. Light up our lives here. Let's see what you
Okay, hang on a second.
didn't mean to cut you off there last time. I didn't know if you were ready to go or not. So, all right. Very
So,
cool.
so this first picture, this was actually a prompt that was put there by default. There was a picture of me the in front of the skyline of Dubai wearing a ball gown. So I'm like, all right, fine. And then I regenerated it, and it picked one of my pictures where I had shorter hair. And then the rest of these are. This one here does what AI does, where like the text is wacky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and some of them don't like this one up here at the top. That actually kind of looks like me. That kind of looks like me. I'm skinnier, which I really like. I think
Yeah.
that's really awesome.
Yeah. It tends to want to put you in the most favorable light, which I absolutely love that. But it's
So did you actually tell it to make you thinner, or did it just do that?
well, I seeded it with some images from my younger days.
Oh, oh, okay. All right. Well, so I'm playing around with this. Like this one here with the beige jacket, that does not look like me.
Yeah.
Um, but as far as like using these pictures, like some of them you can tell are AI generated, so you'd have to be careful to make it not so obvious that
Yeah.
they're fake.
But it costs, just so everybody knows, to create the image model, it costs $6 to create the image model one time. And then you can use that image model to create all the images that you want of yourself. And how I kind of seeded it to give me a thinner look was I gave it full body pictures of me from when I was younger. And then when I gave it the face pictures, I gave it the new pictures of me now. They were pretty much just face pictures. So it took the detail from my face and took the details from the body, and it created a better me. So I kind of tricked it. So that was kind of cool.
So, so John, after you, okay, because I put pictures of furniture, so that didn't work. I have to put 8 pictures of me, and then it saves it on the computer. Then I go back.
Now, it will work for furniture as well. It will work for products as
Okay,
well for a person, but you need 8 images of the same product.
got it.
You
Okay,
can't mix them, or it just
got it.
throws it for a loop.
So I'm gonna do what Gina did, go back and do that, and then
Yeah. So
maybe I'll have a question.
let's say you want to have a product and you want to showroom it in, just some phenomenal locations.
Mm-hmm.
Take, let's say a table, for instance, or a couch.
Right,
You shoot a front on, just oblique shot of the front, the side, the back, the top, and then you do the corner angle shots. And you've got 4 corners. You've
right,
got a front, back, top, 2 sides. That gives you 8 images of the product right there.
right.
And then
Okay, and then I could say, put it in this hotel, put it here,
yeah,
put it there.
yes. I mean,
Awesome.
you could
Okay.
put it in the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll try that.
So
Um,
for you, that could be really, really great for showing off your stuff in really elegant environments.
yeah.
That could be phenomenal. Now, like I said, for those of you that are just playing with us for the first time, the image model itself costs $6 to generate because
Hmm.
it's used. once you've generated that image model, there's no further cost on it. You can create all the images you
Mhm.
want from that image model.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So can I take an image? Because I have an image of myself and it's not clear. And I want to actually put a suit jacket on myself and make it like I'm like it's a photo. Where would I do that? Like change my clothes
So in here, you could do that. If you
in
create an
that,
image model of yourself,
like Gina did with the dress on. Okay.
you can tell it to put whatever you want to be wearing in whatever environment you want to be wearing it, whatever kind of lighting you want. If you want sunset,
Amazing.
yeah,
Okay.
it's phenomenal.
Thank you.
It really opens up a myriad of opportunities. Like for instance, like in your industry, in furniture, think about the cost of a photo shoot
Mm-hmm.
and the cost of permits and the cost of models and all the stuff that goes along with it. You could just sit here and do this in the middle of the night in your jammies.
I know it's crazy. Well, that's my really quick next question because I reviewed the website. And so we can talk about that later, but I'm going to go through it and then we can take little things that I make and put that as by the blog. Like we can change all of that. We're just looking at the platform and then we're going to build around it,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. That's just
Okay.
that mock-up is just for the look and feel. If you like it, we
I
can
do. Yeah, I like that. Okay. That
then
makes
we can
sense.
start plugging in your
Then
content.
we could add the little things that I'm not seeing, like these videos and stuff. Got it. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Awesome, John. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, let's go to Gregory.
Good morning, everyone. So, John, my question is back on the Clipster's points of API cost. Because I got my API key. I show my screen here. So here I'm at my API keys, and I got my Clipster, and then I went to Clipster here. How do I get my API credits here? Because I had a client yesterday. I showed this off to him, and he went goo goo gaga with it.
Well,
It
with
was like,
when you have the settings and you put your own API keys in, you shouldn't need to show any credits up there because it's pulling from your API, not pulling from the credits inside the program.
okay.
So
So,
you need to grab the other two keys. It looks like what you got is just the open API key.
uh
So the other two, like the replicate key and the AMI key,
uh
you need to click where it says get key and go and sign up for those and also get the API keys for those as well.
Okay. All right. So then good.
And
I'll go on that step.
yeah,
Anything else after that until our next meeting?
and then you'll have your three keys in there, and then you should be able to generate the any of the image models. But we have been having trouble with the image generation in them. So I've got to call in to the programmer telling him, he needs to get on this and get this thing fixed ASAP because I'm about to use this lead magnet as a promo. So
Yeah, and I got one client already, and next week I'm going to a mixer at City National Bank is having a mixer in in my neighborhood. So
yeah.
what I was going to do is I was going to take my Nikki, my chat box on my site, and I'm going to educate her on City National. And then when I go to the mixer and I call up my site, it says, "Hey, click on Nikki and ask them about your company," and then have Nikki start talking back to them to see if I can somehow get to their procurement officer. That's my ultimate goal is to get City
Oh,
National procurement officer. But that's one way of getting it out there.
that's
So
awesome.
all right,
And just so everybody knows, the Clipster is a lead-in product. It's something I'm going to give away as a lead magnet. You guys will also be able to do this. Like I'm going to have that be an affiliate link to give away Clipster. And when you give away Clipster using my affiliate link, anybody that downloads Clipster is now in my system with you tagged as their affiliate. So anything that they buy out of any of my funnels, you're going to get paid on. So you give away the free thing. It's really easy to give away free stuff. And then my funnels are going to go to work to bring them other stuff that they're going to want to purchase, and that makes you money. So that's the point of it. Now, one of the follow-up products that I've got to Clipster is called Vidster. And Vidster is a much more advanced program that I'll be charging for, and it will actually make full videos. Like it'll make all the scenes and the clips and all of that stuff and seam it all together and make, fuller type videos. And that,
When is that going to be ready? Because I've been exploring tools like that. One is called Pictory. There's Lumen 5. There's InVideo.
yeah,
So before I go and subscribe to that, if yours is going to be ready soon,
it will
I
be
won't.
ready. It will be ready soon. Yes.
Okay.
So probably, I'm gonna, I don't want to say this, but I'll say it anyway. Probably within the next week or two.
Cool. All
That's
right.
what,
Well, then
that's
I won't
what,
open a subscription to these other things because I've been seeing that they do what you're describing, where you can put a script in and then it'll create the scenes and then it'll find an image or a video clip for that scene that goes with
yeah,
that part of the script.
yeah, exactly. So in mine, you'll actually be able to upload your own images too into it. So it can create stuff with your own imagery.
Interjection here for Gina.
Uh-huh.
Gina, I know that you're very much deep into the legal field in Florida thereabouts.
Uh-huh.
My idea, and you're getting now into this all AI stuff. I would love to see you produce a short clip legal drama using AI. You know the jargon, you know the field, you know the stories.
Yeah.
And I'm really pushing the idea of AI production because we're going to need it if we're going to keep producing content and making money in the entertainment field.
Yeah. Well, and there used to be an entire field um, in legal to do renderings or scene recreations that are used in court. So you've got this 3D modeling of what happened or the 3D modeling of what should happen. Um, and I can totally see that drying up for the people who do that kind of work, or they just have to use AI tools to be able to crank out more, more inexpensively.
It seems like that would get a little dicey in a courtroom situation using AI generated proof.
No, it's not AI generated proof. What it is it's a rendering of like if you're going to recreate an accident scene, by
Okay.
definition, it is fake,
Yeah.
or the layout of a certain area or what was wrong in that space.
Okay.
That kind of 3D modeling and 3D video creation is already done for the purposes of showing a jury like this is what happened. This
Gotcha.
is the
Okay.
rendering of what happened. So that does happen, and they know that it's not like a real video, that it's just a rendering of what happened.
Yeah. Well, that just brought up a new thought. Like you could create videos. You know how you talk about taking your ideal customer through the customer journey in their timeline, they know or they think they know what their outcome looks like. That's their desired outcome or their uh, their transitional phase. You could actually do animated videos to show them what their life would look like after they've transformed the transformation.
That would be great as a sales video.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
To show you the journey of where you're going and
Yeah, so
and what you'll be able to create in your life.
Yeah, show them the pitfalls, all the alligators in the swamp they're going to have to get across, and then what it looks like on the other side.
Well, I look forward to your tool being published because I literally opened a demo account today, and I won't buy it if you're about to come out with one.
Okay, well, cool. I'll
Hurry up.
if you email me, you might entice me to give you a beta access before everyone else.
I'm going to email you right now because
Me
I
too.
literally was playing with a tool like that right before I got on this call today.
Okay, well, cool. I will make sure you get first crack at it.
Okay.
So since I see how much fun you have playing with the image tool, I can't wait to see your videos.
Can I have second crack at it?
Sure, sure. I'll take the emails as they come. So
Okay.
first in line. All right, let me get to Allie. Allie, you've had your hand up for a while.
Hey, John and everybody. Yeah, I have three questions, and I don't know, John. I'm just going to give them to you, and then you could answer one by one.
Okay.
You know of a way to edit videos to harvest the nuggets? Is there any AI tool like, you know how you do these videos, and they're always filled with keys or just like, but you don't want to watch the entire thing?
Yeah, I haven't used it yet, but I hear CapCut is really good at that.
Okay. And is that
Ali, are you saying pulling out the actual video or just what's said? Because you said nuggets. Are you saying video or like the transcriptions?
I guess both, Brady. If what definitely the nuggets, what gets said, but but both, if possible. Um, just because I'm trying to help Rich build something, and John has so many videos, I thought maybe you guys would know. And John, is CapCut a .ai or a .com?
I'm not sure. I haven't used it myself.
It's just
Dot
you just
com.
type in CapCut and it'll come up. The reason I asked that is like if you've looked at the Act membership, I've went in and used TurboScribe. I mean, there's others out there, Otter and some other transcriptions, but TurboScribe will actually link to ChatGPT, which is really cool. So you can actually open up ChatGPT through TurboScribe and actually talk to Chat while you're doing it and say, hey, you know, I went in, for instance, when I made that song, it's all about the prompting. You can use any AI generation for songs, but if you don't prompt it correctly, your song's going to suck and it's not going to be emotional. So I took that from TurboScribe because I downloaded all of 2024 Dominator weekly calls. And I basically just said, hey, give me all the one-liners or nuggets or whatever success principles or, humorous statements that John mentioned on these calls. So I went in and did that. And then on like tutorial videos, I would do that, and then I would find one by one each video. I would find at what point was that said, and I would go in and watch it myself. Because what I will say about CapCut, and I haven't done a tremendous amount of it, is again, it might find the nuggets, but it might miss them as well. So it's only as good as the prompter, and it's generic whenever it goes in and cuts some stuff. But as far as like shorts and reels, that's really good. But you're looking at like a longer video, CapCut's probably, unless somebody else can prove me wrong, is not going to cut it for what you're looking for. Just depends on the outcome.
So you're using TurboScribe to do what I asked. Is that correct?
I was doing TurboScribe to basically prompt what I wanted as an output for a song. And I was doing that for prompting all the things that we talked about as far as the ClickBank stuff to be able to pull out how to sell Quantum and Act together, which Sean said he's never really been able to do. So I took all of those transcriptions, put them into one huge PDF, like 80 some pages, and then told Chat or Chat or Perplexity, I think it was Chat, to analyze it and then put together the sales page and stuff from there. So again, it's just the foundation. I mean, if you give it enough information, it's glorious.
All right. Thanks, Brady.
AI's ability to like take massive amounts of information and sift through it is just incredible.
Hey, Brady, I wanted to ask what song AI, John said you did the song lyrics and then something else to use the music, and I just wanted to know what you used.
He shared it last time and it
I'd
was
have to
great.
kill you if I told you that.
Oh,
Brady
I'm
wants
putting
to buy,
something together so everybody
wants
can
to
get
buy
access
your
to it.
product.
I'm in the workings right now.
oh, okay, all right. I just was asking. I didn't know it was your proprietary, but yeah, I would love to do that because Rich is
It's
in.
not proprietary. I'll share it whenever I get it done.
Okay, honeybee. And then John, thank you for that, for both of you answering that one. And then let me find where are my questions. Done it. Okay. And then I want to ask, when we go to YouTube and they have, like, for example, you might click on anything like a music embedded with, whatever beta waves and all that stuff, but they have these beautiful videos. How do they make the videos? Anybody know? John? Your
Well,
mic.
there's videos, very open question. They can use anything. They could use
Yeah,
AI, they could use, you know, video itself, actual film.
well, it's like there are always these like morphing geometric things, and I can never like find out how to make them, and I think they're cool. That's why I'm asking.
That's like the Adobe suite has video editing tools that are really, really high end. Um, Another place, if you want to get effects like that,
Mhm.
there's a website called Video Hive, and it's got millions of them. You can buy,
Oh,
and then you can take the thing that you bought. You can go over to Fiverr and find somebody that has the skill of that program
uh-huh.
and have them do it for you.
Okay.
Because that is a huge learning curve to learn video editing software at that level. It's
Yeah.
that's a big bite. So
Yeah.
you'd be
Well,
better off just to go pay somebody a few bucks and let them do the effect for you and then plug it in your videos and
that
let,
sounds good.
let it rip.
All right. Thank you. And then my last and most important question is, how do we use the AIO? Like either on our own websites or like as an affiliate, like what's the best way to use it?
Each tool has pretty much instructions with it.
Okay.
Like each tool, when you fill it out and you generate the output,
Mhm.
the last piece of the output will give you suggestions and recommendations of what to do with it. But a lot of that stuff is for on page. So it's literally either generating content for you to put on your website, or it's generating tags to put in the HTML of your website, or in some cases, it's generating actual files to upload into the directories of your website. So it may take some, well, not it may, it will take you some technical knowledge and know-how of that to be able to really take advantage of that stuff.
So, John, would it be the best, like, Rich is launching something called Center of Inner Power, and he's using, it's kind of a weird thing, but he's using a church hosting service because it has all those kind of things in it that he needs. Would After we get that website developed, would it be good to touch base with you and have your team connect all the AIO stuff? Or so I'm not sure how to connect everything.
Yeah, you'll need somebody that can do the HTML work for you for sure.
Right. So can I circle back to you? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Thank you. That was it. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
All right. Well, we got Delilah up next. I think we took care of Jill. I think she just had her hand left up. But Delilah, go ahead.
Hello. This is very exciting. Oh my gosh. I love everyone's images too, especially Gina's. They're so cool. And yours, John, too. So I have a question. I might have missed something in the beginning, but I'm not totally sure. So I know that we have precision image model where we can create our image. You said by inputting 8 images in.
Yeah.
What is it that you said Clipster was doing?
Clipster is creating little short video clips, like 2 to 5 second video clips.
Uh-huh.
So if you're creating like a presentation, you can inject those in to show, action, emotion, all kinds of different feelings. You can bring feelings into your videos.
Okay,
And
gotcha. Oh,
it's also like really good for attention grabbing.
that's great. And is that one also part of the Quantum AI suite? I didn't see it there.
Now, Clipster's it's a free program that I'm giving away as a lead magnet.
Oh, cool.
So you should find the link to it in the chat.
Okay, awesome.
And
And there's
just know that it's totally beta. I'm trying to get the programmers to actually fix a couple of bugs in it right now because a lot of people have not been able to generate the videos even though they put the API keys in. So we should hopefully we'll have that worked out here in the next day or two.
okay, and what was that program, the video program that you said you were going to have a beta version available soon?
That's going to be Vidster. So I've got Clipster and Vidster. And there might be another one on the way that would be Toonster, creating like cartoon images of you
Oh
too.
my gosh, that's fun.
So I'm thinking about a whole stir line, Clipster, Vidster, Toonster. And I mean, I'll show you guys if you look at my desktop, these are all the open projects that I've got building. And like Clipster, these are the graphics for it. And I'm making, animated little videos and all kinds of cool stuff. And then we got Vidster, which I've got this is my promo video for, or my intro video for it. I don't know if you got the sound effects on that or not.
No,
I
we
didn't
didn't
hear
hear the
anything.
sound, but it's cool.
No sound?
No sound.
Okay, let me try this again. I know Zoom now you have to click for sound if you want it. Let's try it again and see if you can hear it. That better?
Oh, that is awesome. I love the sound effects. You're saying Vidster does that?
No, this is just I'm creating the images. Like I created the logo
Uh-huh.
inside of Quantum. I used Quantum to create the logo. And then talk about editing. The logo was a square, and I didn't want like a square black. I wanted to be able to pop it into anything, even if it goes on a white background. So I clipped it. I took it into Photoshop and I clipped it into an oval and then put a glow around the oval. So whatever background I drop it on, it's going to be perfect. And then I also took my Dominator all-seeing eye and dropped it into the V. So you'll notice I'm weaving that Dominator emblem into everything for the branding. So it's going throughout my whole branding scheme. And then this is the one I'm most excited about here is a Rainmaker. And this thing is going to be awesome. That logo I made again, I dropped the eye in there, made it oval so it
Oh,
could
that's so pretty.
clip
It is.
off.
It's gorgeous.
I mean, this thing looks like a Vegas show act or something.
Yeah.
But Rainmaker is the new AI program that's going along with SitePop. In fact, we're rebranding SitePop to become Rainmaker. And it will do just like it's always done. It will manipulate Google results. It'll also manipulate YouTube results, but now it will manipulate AI results as well. And that's just, I can't wait. I was just talking to Chris this morning about when can I cut this thing loose? And he's like, hold on, we're not quite ready yet. Some stuff on the back end. But this is one of the videos I did for that one because it's going to rain, right? You got to have a little lightning with your rain, right?
Which one of the quantum AI apps did you use to create that
Uh,
effect and sound?
that was actually outside of Quantum. I created the logo in Quantum, and then I manipulated the logo in Photoshop. And then this was a video, one of those video things. You can get these effects. So,
Wow.
That one's great.
and I think
Oh,
this is what Ali was talking about is these
yeah.
high-end video effects.
Yes.
So you can get those at Video Hive.
Oh, Video Hive. Cool.
And then I also, like, this is my support desk. So I've got a new Becky for the Rainmaker support.
Nice.
What's her name?
I'm not really sure yet. We might have to name her Connie. I don't know how Connie will feel about that, but
He
anyway.
looks like a Lucinda.
Gabrielle.
I like Betty.
Betty.
It could be
No,
Connie.
I'm not going to name her Betty.
Randy.
Mandy, maybe. Gabrielle, I like that one.
Wilma. How about Wilma?
Sure, she kind of looks like a Gabrielle, though, now that I heard that. Who threw that one out?
I did. She looks like a Gabrielle to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Name her Cinnamon.
No, she doesn't come with a stripper pole, Brady.
Sorry, I've been hanging around you too much, John.
I know I'm wearing off on them.
Oh, John, what was the difference between Clipster and Vidster? Is it Clipster is only 2 to 3 seconds, but Vidster is longer?
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly.
Great.
Yep. That's exactly how it works.
Awesome.
Anyway, I got all kinds of cool stuff going on. It's not leaving me much boat time though. That's kind of a bummer.
Can't you do this
Aw,
and be on the
poor
boat?
captain missing his boat.
But you have the internet on your boat. You could actually be on the boat and work.
I could, yeah, and it's but you know what? Whether it's the boat or AI, I am having fun. So I have no complaints. So, but you're right. I could have more fun if I combined the two.
No, there's too many distractions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The boat
Yeah, I know your office. I know your boatster.
the boat kind of squirrels me, that's for sure. All right, Russ, go ahead.
Hey, John. On that Clipster, when you click on your link, it asks you for an email and a password, and it won't let me in. Do I have to create an account somehow?
Yes, the password when you sign up, you'll go to a thank you page.
I didn't get to a thank you page. I just got email and password.
Okay, as soon as you click that link and go to put your email, your name and email in, it should come up with a thank you page in the browser.
Uh-uh.
Let me see here. Let me make sure.
I put in
Oh,
my password for Dominator just for the heck of it, but it says invalid username or password.
okay, I got you. I apologize. I put the wrong link in there. That's the link for if you're already signed up.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Let me get you the right link. Yeah, for anybody that wants to sign up, this is the link. The link I put on there before was the actual, once you have an account, how to get back to it.
Okay.
So this is the link here. Okay, back to the chat. This is the link to actually sign up and get a free account. So when you use that link, that is a Kartra page, goes to a thank you page. It's got the password to activate a free account for you.
Gotcha.
And that'll get you in. And you'll be able to see the lead magnet that I'm actually giving out because that Kartra page will be the lead magnet. It'll be like, hey, go here and get your free Clipster software. And then they go to the Kartra page, they opt in, they get the thank you page that delivers them the password to create their free account.
Gotcha. Okay. No, man.
And then
Um,
you don't have to use that password when you create your account.
right.
Your account, you can use whatever password you want for. That's just the one to unlock the free account for you.
Okay. Got it. Any progress on the AOI training or how to use the modules in there?
Yeah, I was talking to Chris this morning about that, of when we want to schedule a training to go through with everybody.
Hmm.
And he hasn't given me a date yet, but I was pushing for this week, and he was like, "Oh, hold on, we're not quite there yet." So I really want to push it out before I leave for Europe next month. Um, I don't want to have to wait till I get back, because then we're looking at June. So I think we can get it up here much quicker.
Early May.
So yeah, yeah.
Are you making out with your ClickBank project?
Oh, we have more delays for actually good reason, which is another thing I got coming down the pipe too. I have been working, I've been really actively trying to find sources for people that want to put funnels together and people that want to implement the funnels, into Kartra or whatever, and all the platforms I don't want to have to deal with. And I've finally gotten two teams. I've found one team that what they are doing, and it's Chris Rimple. I talked about him last week. He's a guy that goes way, way back in internet marketing. He was way back in the beginning. He was one of the founders of PosiRank, which was one of the biggest sources of agency information for SEO that has been out there. Uh, he did a launch on something he's putting together to build funnels for people. And when I read the sales copy, I was like, holy shit, this is the ACT program in play. He's using it whether he knows it or not. We had a very long conversation about it. He and I have very similar backgrounds. We learned this stuff from the ad agencies where it actually came from. So he doesn't have the ACT program, nor has he ever been through it, but he walks the walk, talks the talk, and he does and implements based on ACT.
Hmm.
So I had a conversation with him. I said, hey, I would love for you to be able to offer this to people in my group that want to get a funnel done, because I don't want to do it. I don't even want to do it for myself because I know how much work it is. And that's why I've never done it for myself. I've talked about it, I've done pieces of it. But when I saw his flow chart, Gina would be like in seventh heaven looking at the way this guy runs his operation. It is like glass, it's smooth as glass. He's got all his procedures down. He's got maps for everything. All of his people implement based on his procedures and policies and all this stuff. And I'm like, holy shit, I want that. I don't want to do it, but I want that. So he looked at the copy that that our copywriter that we paid a lot of money to. He looked at it and he's like, yeah, he goes, that's not really your voice. And that's not in alignment with what you're selling. So I just said, okay, I'm going to hire you. I didn't even quibble about the price. I didn't even ask for a discount. I said, I want to hire you to do this for me. And then I'll use it as an example and we'll sell it. And I'll send you back business. And he does not implement. Like he builds all the pieces and hands it to you as a package, and then you have to put it into your CRM. So like he's not going to go into Kartra and hook it all up. He's just going to build all the pieces, give you the map, give you the whole thing in a bundle, and then you have to put it into your CRM. So that said, I have another company that I was starting to work with that they're an implementer. They don't care if it's Kartra or it's Go High Level or if it's ClickFunnels or whatever. They don't care. They work with all of them. Their teams, their programmers and developers know all of the programs. So I'm trying to cut a deal with them for like $500 to implement these whole funnels for people in whatever program they're using. So it doesn't matter if it's Go High Level or Kartra or whatever. I'm trying to get them down to like a $500 flat fee for implementation of a funnel, no matter what the size. And I think I'm going to get them to go for it. So they're working on two for me right now, which are my white label funnels. Basically, the process that I did for all four of the people that went on the boat, where we brought them back to the dock with a fully functioning software business. And Delilah and Gina were in on that, and Ben and Linda. So I actually made a procedure for that. And it was even Gina approved, I think. So I'm having that team get familiar with that. And they're going back and they're actually rebuilding all my stuff in Kartra for that template because they looked at my landing pages and they said, yeah, these from a design perspective kind of suck. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's why I'm not a designer. I do my best, but I could use some help here and there. So they're going to actually go back, clean them up, make them look good, make them all, fully functional. And then when somebody wants to white label Quantum, they can go ahead and they can hire this team and implement it. And it'll be just a really, really smooth process. So cool stuff. You won't get to go ride on the boat for the weekend, but they'll do it for you and it'll be over and painless. But I still will offer the boat thing too, because I actually want to schedule a bunch of those for this year. The weather's starting to warm up and things are starting to look good. And I want to go take advantage of time on the water. And anybody that wants to do that, come along for the ride. So
I have a question about your Clipster. I'm trying to sign up for an account. I've tried it a few times. When I click on the thing, it says create your account, enter access password. Is that a password that you make up, the access password?
access password is the one that you get off the thank you page.
That's going to be emailed to me.
It's both. It's on the thank you page. There's a password right on the thank you page when you originally sign up, when you opt in.
It's gray and very subtle, Delilah, like XY325, some weird little thing, and it's in light gray, so it's easy to miss.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It's that little, it says when prompted for a password. It's
Yeah.
like very light. Yeah, the light gray, easy to miss. Thank you. Appreciate
The
that.
little arrow is part of the password too. It's not just a pointer.
Oh, okay. That's really good to know. Thank you.
Should have made an easier password, but I just had it auto-generate the password.
No worries. Thank you.
But yeah, if you copy that, paste it in, you should be good to go.
Cool.
And I didn't realize that that was a light gray color. I should go back and make it red or something.
And bigger.
Well, I thought I did that. Let me test it here and see. For me, it's bigger than the text above it, but yeah, I could make it even bigger. It says when prompted for a password, use this password, and it's got that funky character and then the code.
Hey, John, the only point of confusion signing up for me, which I did a moment ago, was once you get past that access point and you're in, it then gives you the enter to get the password, you have to enter a first name and an email. Then when you get through the thank you page, now you enter your name, email, and password. I understood from what you'd said earlier in this call that password is your own choice of passwords. But when I looked at it, I would have thought, had I not heard you, that I was forced to use the access password a second time.
Yeah,
So
and
just FYI.
okay, and you could use anything for that second password. So that wouldn't necessarily hurt anything. And then once your account's open, you can always go into your profile and change passwords too.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't hurt anything. It's that first password that you got to get through the gatekeeper. So second one's a little looser. You could use anything you want back there. So
Hey, John,
yes, Jeannie.
thank you for juggling all these things and keeping us going. I
Oh,
really appreciate all the plates you have, like the juggler on Ed Sullivan. Got a lot of plates in the air on skinny little dowels.
I do, and I'm just wondering how many more I can put up before they start falling.
Thank you so much.
I'm afraid if they start falling, they're all going to fall. So I can't put too many up. But yeah, no, it's like I said, if it wasn't fun, I wouldn't be doing it. So it's like, I mean, I feel like a kid on Christmas morning with a dozen new toys to play with. Every time I turn around, there's another one to open up. So it's very fun and exciting still. You'll know when it starts running out because I'll start focusing back more on fish.
But but my thing, John, is like you're having fun doing all the development. My fun is going to these events and whatnot, and then showing. Like just yesterday, my USC mentor, I showed him Clipster, and I showed him Quantum AI to produce a 30-second video that he's doing a talk next week. And he was like, and this guy is supposed to be a innovator and helping you motivate to move your company forward. And he's learning from me. And that's
Yeah.
the kicker.
Well, go in there and create an image model of yourself and then start creating like these phenomenal photos of you in just exotic environments and stuff and see what they think about that. That is just some really, really cool stuff. Just what I need, right? Another thing to play with. Another shiny object. So thanks to Sue Brook for that one, for turning me on to that one. A lot of these tools, even in quantum, I'll put the tools up and they're really put up for other people's usage. It's not necessarily for something that is one of my immediate needs. So there's a lot of stuff in there that I haven't had a chance to play with or probably maybe never will get around to play with, honestly. But like I said, it was Sue. She sent me a messenger message last night and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm in love with the image precision image model." And she sent me some pictures and I'm like, "Holy shit, that is really cool." So that inspired me to go gather a few pictures of myself and create my own image model and start playing with it yesterday. And I'm like, "Wow, that is awesome."
Hey,
So,
John,
yeah,
John,
I have a moral question for you.
okay.
So, in my distant past, I was a professional speaker and I went around and gave a lot of talks, including to audiences. I think my max was 2,400 at Moscone in San Francisco,
Oh, cool.
but I have no good photos of that. I do have a kind of grainy video from the in-house wide angle camera. It's useless. So if I put a giant audience of my current self, basically speaking in front of a giant audience, I don't consider that really misrepresenting because I have in fact done it, even if that shot is not authentically the moment. What do you think?
I think that's perfectly fine. In fact, you could probably put in there was it the Moscone Center?
Uh, yes, it was San Francisco.
Yeah, so I would put in there, show me on stage at the Moscone Center, looking over my shoulder into the vast audience, something
That
like
would be
that.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's why you want to do upload pictures of yourself, not just like upload at least 4 pictures of just your headshot, like a straight on, and then different angles around. And then also what I did was I uploaded pictures like from the back quarters looking over my shoulder. So it had that imagery. And then the full body shot I put up was me in that tuxedo from about, 30 years ago when I was, at my fighting weight. And it built the me that I wanted to see, and it was awesome. So
I would need one that's halfway between me and that former svelte self so that I don't shock people when I show for real.
that's awesome. But yeah, the cool thing is you could do anything you want. This just opens up a whole realm of possibility. And, you know, people kind of get the idea now that there's a real, I don't even know if there's a line left between reality and fantasy when you're in the AI world. It's really blurred the line if there even is one at this point. So, Jill, go ahead.
Hi. So I'm in Clipster and the API keys. I know you mentioned that. So what is that? Is that part of me setting it up?
Yes, API keys it's a link between the large language models and you using their stuff through a different program.
Okay. So it says I have 3 keys. Do I save one of them? Or I get a key?
In the program itself, there's 3 key requirements.
Right.
So there's 3 different websites that you need to acquire a key from. So you
Okay.
click the link that says get key and it
Okay.
takes you to that website to get the key for that box.
How do I get that?
And there's 3 of them. You basically just have to sign up. Like the bottom one is OpenAI.
Mm.
You already have an OpenAI account. You can go into that OpenAI account and get your API key.
And so I don't have to use all 3. I could just pick one.
I would recommend using all 3 because I think there's 12 different models in there and they all use different keys.
Okay. So it
The
just went
one
right.
key-
Oh, I log into my AI.
yeah,
I
with
see.
OpenAI you have to log in and then you can go to the forget where exactly it is. Brady just went through it, so he might know. But some of them you have to go under profile and find API keys.
Okay.
Yeah, my plan is to try to make some kind of tutorial, but along those lines. So, John, I gave Quantum a prompt of a photo of me in my daily activities at Internet Dominators, and this is what it spit out. On.
It hasn't. Oh,
Oh my goodness.
The juggler.
Nice.
juggling ball.
That's great.
You put your image in there?
Yeah, that's my precision image, but I thought it was funny.
That's
I didn't actually, that wasn't the exact prompt, but I thought it was pretty funny. But yeah, my goal is to make some type of a tutorial video once we get this Clipster thing figured out.
yeah. I got my guys working on the back end, so hopefully they'll get a handle on it. I'd hate to see the first plate fall.
Hey, where do we find our API keys in ChatGPT or in OpenAI?
I believe it's under your profile.
You have to go to platform.openai.com. It's in the OpenAI platform, not just OpenAI.
So it's platform.openai.com.
I believe that's right.
Yeah, if you like, I had to find the keys for something else I used a while back, and I went to YouTube and I said, "Where do I find my OpenAI API keys?" And there was a little short video on YouTube of where to go, how to get it. So
I'm
YouTube,
in I'm
amazing.
in chat right now. I just so where do I go?
What was the link, Brady?
Oh,
Was it platform.openai.com or .ai or?
But I'm in chat. Don't I have to stay in there
Here you
to
go. I'll share my screen since you're recording. I already have this in there, maybe. But
oh, API keys.
So
it's really slow. But
I'm logging into that link with my
so
same passcode. Is that
you
it?
have to go to platform. Say that again.
So
Once you're logged in to OpenAI, you can go to this without having to relog in.
okay, do I go to settings? How do I get there? That's the thing. I don't know where I don't see it.
Yeah. Go. I think it's settings here. Hold on. My computer is so slow.
And
Profile builder, connected
More
apps.
on the
profile.
left under project, there's API keys down at the bottom.
Yeah. You go to your profile, the profile button, and then user API keys, and then you
I,
would
I don't have
create
I don't
new
have
secret
that
keys.
on mine.
Well, you're probably not at platform.openai. You can't go to openai.com. You need to go to platform.openai. And
Platform.
then the
Okay.
other one is this AI ML
That's that's
API. And
yeah, I wasn't able to
I think
find
I
that.
got here through the
Yeah, well, we'll do a PDF document of each step of how to get in there. Or you can just go to YouTube and
Yeah, my internet not real.
Okay.
I'm assuming you have to have an account with each of the three in order to go in to get your API keys, right?
yes, like when you hit the get button and the settings on Clipster, that will take you to the site. And if you're not logged in, it'll have you log in. If you don't have an account, it'll just have you create one.
Okay, cool.
And then you can go through. But I found them just, kind of clicking around, looking under the profile buttons and stuff like that. But like there was that one I could never find the API key when I first was looking for it a few months ago for something else. And I went on to YouTube. I said, "How do I get my Open API key?" And a little video popped up. I'm like, "Oh, there we go. Okay, easy peasy." So, all right, guys. Anything else before we wrap up here? I know I've bent your ear for a couple hours, and
So
it's
helpful. Thank you.
it's been entertaining. But I know you guys probably have other things to do in your day.
Thank you. It's been awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
No, no, I can't let my guru go. I have to stay with you for the next 8 hours of the meditation. Yolanda would be
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up for this week. We'll be back, as far as I know, regular time next week. So who knows what I'll have to reveal by then.
Yeah. Thanks, John.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, that's right. Happy Easter, everybody.
Bye. Take care.